YouTube, this is Starstrike Duels today with MultiMonster deals, and today we are going to be doing a Geargia deck profile. Now I know this deck has been pretty popular and a lot of people have been playing it, but I kind of want to just give my thoughts on the deck on some individual card choices that I have. I brought this deck to like a small box tournament and I did pretty well with it. I was able to take down a lot of like the meta decks, so I figured I must be doing something right. So if it was just lucky, then that would be kind of sad. But anyway, guys, yeah, I guess one card can mean the difference in the long run. So if you guys have any advice, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And let's go ahead and just have a little discussion on Geargia. Alright everyone, so we're going to start off with first 3 Geargia armor. That's obvious. I'm not going to explain like the things that everyone runs, of course. 3 Geargia arsenal. He's a great beast stick, and the reason why I like him late game especially is because he makes a good beater on his own, not only because he can special summon Geargia armor. Then we have a 3 accelerator. Excuse the turtle racer in the middle. I could not find my 3 accelerator everywhere. Believe it or not, I played the whole tournament with only 2 Geargia accelerator, and I didn't know. I guess it's because I built the deck fast and I didn't know, but and I still managed to do well at the tournament with only 2 Geargia accelerator, but ideally you need to have 3 because you want to see this as much as possible. So this is the 3rd Geargia accelerator. 3 MK2 for your Geargia gear plays, as well as 1 Geargia Anno. Drawing this guy is kind of bad sometimes. Later it's not as bad because you can use him to bring out a level 4 and then special summon accelerator and go into combo plays or whatever, but you usually don't want to draw him. One of the main reasons you actually lose in this deck is drawing like your targets and then having your Geargia gears be dead, because your Geargia gears are very important. So it kind of sucks when you draw those guys, but you know what happens. If you don't draw your Geargia gears, though, I hate saying that card. Yeah, tongue twister. The MK2s are actually not that bad on their own because they can special summon other things and go into cool rank 3s. So yeah, going on to the spells, we run a 1 mind control. This is like the best card in the mirror match. Like, you don't understand, like, if your opponent goes first with Geargias, usually it's very hard for you to, like, play around, especially if they open up with, like, an armor and a Geargia gear. But if you have this card, it can change the game so much. Like, I love it. 1 soul charge, I was originally playing 2, however, I was drawing, like, double copies in my first hand, which I did not like, so I cut it down to 1. And you deck thin a lot with this deck, so you draw into it enough. And you also run 3 copies of Upstart, so you do see it more often. It is a 37 count deck. 2 mystical saves Typhoon. You guys saw my discussion that I just did on MST recently and why I think it's important to keep it, especially in this deck, because it would die to skill drain. I still run Wiretap, as you'll see, but I do like the MST, especially because I was playing in local tournaments when there's more where there's more rogue and stuff like that. And then the Dark Hole. I still like this card because Geargia sometimes has trouble against big established fields, and the Book of Moon, because Book of Moon breaks soft blocks, and it's also really good with armor, obviously. Moving into the traps, run the 3 Geargia gear. Let's see if I can get this in shot. 3 Geargia gear. One of the main cards in the deck, obviously. Like, I love this card. When you draw it first turn, especially, and your opponent doesn't have respawns, like, it's just great. 3 Wiretap. A Wiretap is a card that I recently talked about in a video too, along with MSC. This card is very powerful, not only to stop your opponent's traps, but also to stop your opponent's Wiretap. So you have like these Wiretap battles and stuff like that. So this card is just great. I don't run the 7 tools. I chose to run the 2 MST over the 7 tools of the Bandit. As I said, you have to, in the video previously, if you're going into a different event, you might want to consider running 7 tools. It really matters if you're going into a major or minor event. And then we go into 2 Black Horn of Heavens. I love this card. Like, it's basically another Solemn Warning, right? 2 Fiendish Chain. In other decks, I really don't know how I feel about Fiendish Chain right now, but I think it's really good in this deck, especially because it allows you to protect armor. So it's a really good card, obviously. 2 Deep Prison, amazing against the hands and things like that. Just a good card in general. Sometimes I set it out against the mirror match because it can be a slow card, but it's great game 1. Like, it's really never dead. The only problem with it is it being slow, but, you know, you can always side it out. 1 Trap Trick, Trap Hole, Nightmare. You do not need to run Mermello to run this card. Like, it's a good card on its own. Obviously, people can learn to play around it game 2 and 3, especially against the mirror, if they know you play it, so you might want to side it out. But game 1, it does provide a pretty good surprise factor. 1 Breakthrough Skill, I do like it. I like it because against Hat, you know, they go into, like, 101 and stuff, so this card is really good against 101. And it's just a good card in general. Like, I like Breakthrough a lot, but it kind of, I used to like it a lot more at the beginning when Prior was released, but then I cut it down to 1. especially because I run the Fiendish Chains too. Other 1-of staples, we have the Trental, the Bottomless, the Compulse, and the Warning. So as you can see, a lot of traps. That's like a majority of the deck. Going into the extra deck real fast, the only thing that I would consider running in the extra deck that I don't currently have is a Daigusto Emerald. I did have it for the tournament. I think I went into it like once, but it is a key card to make your Geargia gears live again. But I was borrowing it from a friend, so I don't have it right here. But I just replaced it with another good card, so it doesn't really matter. So we start off with 3 Geargia X. I was running 2, but then there were some scenarios where I really wanted the 3rd one, so I figured, like, why not, you know? I'd rather have it than not have it. 101, Exciton, Abyss Dweller, Gaia Cowboy, Black Strip of Corn. This card has been, like, a lot better lately, especially with the release of the hands and stuff like that. Crazy Box in case of skill drain, Diamond Direwolf, Ragna Zero. I also want to fit in the other level 4. I forgot what his name is. The one that you put in defense and he does cool stuff. I forgot what it's called. It's the rank 4 that was recently released. And then we have rank 3s. We have Soul Silver Mountain, Alucard, Engineer, and Zenmains. And of course, your extra deck is player preference. Like, you don't have to play those cards, but it's like the majority of them are cards that you want to play. And then for the side deck, 2 Debunk. If I had 3, I'd probably play 3, but this card is pretty expensive right now. But 2 is fine, you know, like especially in the local meta. But you draw it enough at 2, so it's perfectly fine. We run 3 Noble Mana Crossout, obviously very good against a mirror match. If I had the 3rd debunk, I'd probably cut the 3rd Noble Man for the 3rd debunk, but it's perfectly fine where it is. 2 Needle Sealing, more removal, especially against things like Infernity. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror. I really like this against some of the more road decks like Bujin, Lightsworn. So if you don't like it, you can cut it out. Obviously, side deck is player preference. Triple Maxi staple side deck cards, 1 Soul Drain, 1 DeFi, and 1 MST in case you ever need it. But yeah, guys, that is really all for my Geargia deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. Hey guys, if you would like to stay in touch with me, please check out my social networking websites as well as MultiMonster deals for awesome coverage and articles. But anyway guys, I will see you later. Bye.